It's something airline passengers hope stays simple. You book your flight, come to the airport, board your trip, and you land. But sometimes for travelers, going from one destination to the next comes with a headache.
The flight was horrible.
When Quenisha Jackson touched down in Washington, D.C., she couldn't wait to get off the plane.
Hour and a half flight, but it was the worst hour and a half ever. Won't do it again.
Jackson says the seats and aisles on board her American Airlines flight were way too small.
I literally had no elbow room. Like I had to sit like this up against the window.
She's among thousands of passengers who complain about airlines each year, according to a new report called The Plain Truth by the U.S. Public Interest Research Group. Complaints against airlines are soaring.
For 2022, there were 77,000 total complaints, which is the second largest number, dwarfed only by 2020 when there were more than 100,000 complaints. And most of those were, about refunds when everybody's flights were getting canceled at the beginning of the pandemic.
Murray's report analyzed new data from the Department of Transportation and categorized consumer complaints against 17 airlines. According to the report, Frontier had the most complaints per 100,000 boarded passengers, followed by Spirit Airlines and JetBlue Airways.
This is very discouraging. This should be a huge wake-up call for the airline industry as a whole, that we are not making our customers happy.
Out of all of the complaints in 2022, U.S. PIRG's report found cancellation, delays, and missed connections topped the list.
The report also looked at complaints from passengers with disabilities.
The worst for incidents with wheelchairs and scooters were Spirit and JetBlue, and the best ones that had the fewest incidents with damaged wheelchairs or scooters were Allegiant, Endeavor, and Delta.
Murray says it's important people know their rights before they even arrive at the airport.
By federal law, if you are bumped involuntarily from a flight, you are entitled to set levels of compensation. So if you're going to be delayed getting another flight by an hour to 2 hours, you're entitled to up to $775. And then if you're delayed more than 2 hours, you're entitled to up to $1,500.
Rights Jackson wishes more people knew about.
The airline should advertise it more. I think they should take responsibility, and accountability. Hey, if I have to bump you, you're automatically guaranteed this and this and this.
Yeah.
And I think that may bring in more customers too by them advertising that.
Murray says if you are curious about your rights, the U.S. Department of Transportation has set up a dashboard where you can find out everything from consumer protection to enforcement orders. You can also file a complaint, making you aware of what you can do before you take off. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Caresse Jackman.